A 33-year-old Democratic socialist just pulled off the biggest political upset in modern New York history, defeating a former governor who once seemed untouchable. And President Trump is absolutely livid about it. This is the story of how Zohran Mamdani went from a little-known state lawmaker to the Democratic nominee for mayor of America's largest city. In a stunning primary victory that sent shockwaves through the political establishment, this young progressive crushed former Governor Andrew Cuomo's comeback dreams. But the real drama started when Trump took notice. Let's be clear about what happened here. Zohran Mamdani wasn't supposed to win. Andrew Cuomo led early polls with 33% support and had all the name recognition. But Mamdani's laser-focused campaign on affordability resonated with voters in ways nobody predicted. He promised free childcare, fare-free buses, and rent freezes. When the votes were counted, Mamdani had 43.5%, a commanding lead that forced Cuomo to concede before the ranked choice voting was even finished. Then came the presidential meltdown. Trump unleashed a furious attack on his Truth Social platform, calling Mamdani a 100% communist lunatic. But he didn't stop there. Quote, "He looks terrible. His voice is grating. He's not very smart." Trump even dragged in Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Chuck Schumer, calling Schumer our great Palestinian senator, who's groveling over Mamdani. The personal nature of these attacks shows just how rattled Trump is by this victory. Here's where this story gets even more dramatic. Current Mayor Eric Adams was supposed to be running for re-election, but there's a problem. Adams was indicted on federal corruption charges for accepting bribes from Turkish officials. Then, in a move that shocked legal experts, the Trump administration dismissed those charges. A federal judge called it a bargain, dropping the case in exchange for Adams helping with immigration enforcement. 8 federal prosecutors resigned in protest. Now Adams is running as an independent, making this general election a three-way battle. If Mamdani wins in November, he'll make history as New York's first Muslim and first Indian-American mayor. His background is fascinating. His father is a Columbia University professor. His mother is award-winning filmmaker Mira Nair. At just 33, with only 5 years in the state assembly, he's betting that New Yorkers want fresh leadership over political experience. His campaign represents something bigger, a test of whether progressive politics can win in America's largest city while Trump dominates nationally. This isn't just about New York. National Republicans are already planning to use Mamdani as a weapon against Democrats everywhere. Vice President J.D. Vance congratulated him as the new face of the Democratic Party, and that wasn't meant as a compliment. The Republican Congressional Campaign Committee vowed to tie every vulnerable Democrat to Mamdani's socialist agenda. For Democrats still reeling from their presidential loss, this victory raises a crucial question. Do they double down on progressive politics or move toward the center? Here's what makes November absolutely unpredictable. It's not just Mamdani versus a Republican. Eric Adams is running as an independent, with his corruption case dismissed under controversial circumstances. Andrew Cuomo is considering jumping back in as an independent. This could be a four-way race in a city where Democratic primaries usually decide everything. The stakes couldn't be higher. For New York, for the Democratic Party, and for Trump's narrative about American politics. Mamdani told ABC News his campaign shows Democrats need to return to what made so many proud to be Democrats, focusing on working-class struggles. Whether voters agree will determine not just who runs America's largest city, but what direction the Democratic Party takes as it faces Trump's presidency. The question isn't whether this young socialist can govern New York. It's whether his vision of affordable housing, free transit, and higher taxes on the wealthy can survive the political firestorm that's already begun. One thing's certain, November's election will be unlike anything New York has seen before. A 33-year-old Democratic socialist, a scandal-plagued incumbent running as an independent, possibly a former governor making another comeback, all while the President of the United States watches and seethes from Washington. In a city that never sleeps, this political drama is just getting started. Don't forget to like this video if you found this political earthquake as fascinating as we did. Subscribe for more breaking political analysis and comment below. Do you think Mamdani can actually win in November? We'll see you in the next one.